Well, welcome to WordPress for Multicultural Enterprise Australia. Our training today is about posts. Post is an article. What we can do, we have a look at all the posts in our website at the moment. You can see that all posts will list all the articles that actually in the system at the moment. Have a look at the column itself. You actually have a title, Ecopops, the author who actually writing it, the category that it lists under, the tag, how many comments it's left. There's nothing in Ecopop at the moment, but cooking simple recipe, there's one, and the date it was published. And it's also the date where it's actually last update will be in here. To go into editing that particular article or the post, you go into edit here. Quick edit is to change publications, the status, that type of thing, but not actually changing the article itself. Trash is when you're putting in the trash bin. You no longer need that. Or view, will actually showing you the view of the actual post on the website. Okay, you can see that there's a few articles in there from different time. This one say last modified on a such and such a date. Okay, and it's a draft. That means the outside public cannot see it. It's only internal who actually have the log on to the website can see this particular article. So it haven't been published. So you can see that a few drafts in the system or work in progress. Okay. To create a new post, you just go into Add New. Then you have something similar to word processor. You need to put in a name. The name need to be meaningful to the articles, to the writer, and also to the search engine, so they can list the title with the right content. Okay, so today we're going to have a very meaningful title called Test 2, because this is going to be used internally and not actually published. Writing an article like normal word processor, you can have bold, italic, and other things. Okay, that's our article. You can see that there's red lines at the bottom indicating the dictionary is also working. The dictionary is set as an Australian English dictionary, so you'll find that if you spell color without a U, it will be an error on this page. Of course, the dictionary can be paged by administration to have a US English. Then the other version of color will actually work. Okay. After you write your article, you can actually add media, which is our next lessons of how to add media. This particular lesson is about creating a post without the media. After you publishing, or after you actually have this article proofread by your supervisor and it's ready to be published, you can either go publish here if you have the authority to do so. If you do not, then you save draft. Okay. The status of the publishing can be changed here. You can save as a draft, or you say pending review. That means you finish and you're waiting for your supervisor to have a look at it before he or she can actually publish your article. Visibility. This is what this article going to be visible to. At the moment it's public, so it will be available for people, for the whole world to read. You can also put a little click in here, stick this in the front page, so you'll know that this particular test 02 article will be on the front page. Password protected. If you're actually writing an article where you have sensitive information and it's only for few viewers that you wanted to be able to read it, it could be financial statement, it could be an MOU, it could be other contract arrangement or whatever that you want to publish on the website, but your partner or your network can see it with the password. You can do this also. Okay. Private. Private means only visible internally with other people that actually have a log on to your website. So you can write a procedures to do things internally. Training document about how to log on and change usernames and password, that type of thing, where you don't want the public to see how your system is actually structured. You can set it up as a private. Okay, for this purpose we'll leave it as public. Publish. You can publish immediately, or you can publish on a certain date and time. Maybe you want to write an article about the Christmas events that you want to happen for Multicultural Enterprise, and you want to advertise it in the 1st of November on the web page for the actual events on the 24th of December. You can actually set this up as the 1st of November. And if the article is no longer valid, or you do not need this article anymore, you can also move it to trash. Trash doesn't mean that it actually deleted from the system. Trash means it marked as trash. So it's a safety net. So if you put them into trash and you find that, oops, I shouldn't be getting rid of this, you can remove them from trash back as an article. But if the article is in the trash and then you remove it from the trash, then you permanently remove that article from the website. Okay, for this purpose we are going to save it as draft. Here we go, article saved as draft. Now we're going down here. This article is about KSAJDJ, okay. What is that come under? Which category? This is to group together articles. Like you might actually have 5 articles on me farm, farming practice, those type of thing. Then you want it to be listed in me farm because it's a farming practice. If you have a fashion parade, if you have anything related to fashion design or whatever, you might want to link it to Africa Connect. Some of the article could be more than one category. It could be a training package, or it could be African Connect and training package. It could be administration training package. So use this category to put your article into the right bucket. If you need to create a new category, I'll suggest that you talk to your supervisor first before you go in and add new category, because it might be a structure of what's supposed to go where already exists. And if you're going and keep adding a new category, the whole category thing will be a mess in a very short time. So talk to your supervisor first before you create a new category. There will be a new category created because as we expand an article move into a different area, this category might not cover what you are writing anymore. Excerpt is like a summary of your article. If this first paragraph doesn't explain the article that you write very well, then you might want to write another excerpt that describing this article quite well, because this excerpt is what actually appears as a summary of this particular article. Normally if you leave it blank, it will take the form up here. Tag. Okay, tag, or in this case keywords that you can use. Keywords are very helpful for the search engine to be able to find your article. Some search engine will use keywords, some search engine will actually looking at your article and pick up the repeated words and the word that you highlight and whatever. But this one you can choose from the list. Okay, here we go. We're a little bit slow on the net today. This is the cloud type listing. So you see that the word we use most will actually get bigger, and there's a whole lot of other keywords that we use in the past. Okay, some are bigger, some are smaller, depend on what you want to use. Of course, if you don't find any of this tag that relate to this article, create a new one and add. Okay, that's tag. Feature image. Feature image is the image that represent this particular article. If you click on feature image, what it does, it will take you to our media library. Okay, this is our media library. If this article happened to be about resources, maybe we might want to use that pictures. It might be some cooking, eco-pop or whatever. So there's a list of media library that already exists, and these are pictures that we use for other articles. If you don't find any of this useful or related to what you want to do, then there's always an option of going in and upload the files itself, which we'll talk about in the media, inserting media. But for this particular post article, we're going to use this one. As you click it, it will actually have the name of the files, when it was actually uploaded, size, the title, caption, alternate text, description of the text itself. All of this can be changed, of course, as you require. The same article, you might want to change it to the last time we used it for volunteer resources, publish on that. This time we might want to use it for test one, which might be an article about, I don't know, how to clean your tools or something. Okay, then you change all that description and then you set as a feature image. As you click and set as a feature image, it will appear down the bottom here as that image that you choose. Okay, you can also remove the feature image. Okay, we get back to Excerpt, which is a summary. Send track back This is when you actually ping back and send track back. For purpose of this training, we'll leave that one. We'll leave that to the administration to sort it out, and your supervisor to be able to link that, because you need the URL where it track to. So you need to have a network connection to other people to be able to use this one. Okay, custom field, you can add custom field into here. Could be a meter tag, could be a whole lot of other things. So I'll suggest you leave this one with the administration at this point, or your supervisor. Okay, discussion. Discussion is an area where it allows you to leave some message at the bottom, to leave some comment about the article itself. You might be a reader that coming in, you read an article, you said, wow, this is very useful, and you might write down that it's useful, but you might know that it could be linked to some other page that have a similar content and could enhance the one that you have. This is for the reader to put the comment in. Then you allow them to put the comment in. You can also turn it off if you don't want anybody to leave the comment on your particular article. Slug is like the name of the article, like this one. It will pick up as if you're not putting anything, you call test 02. But you can put a whole lot of other string of words into Slug to describe this particular article. Okay, the revision, I just saved it at 5 a.m., 5:19 a.m. So if somebody else come along and do a revision on this, maybe correcting my badly spelled English or whatever, it will have a revision in here. So you know who's been in here and changed what. There's a history of change on the page. Okay, background image. Later on, when you have a little bit more skill, you might be able to put something like this as a background of your particular article. Putting image in, it could be enhancing the page quite well if the color scheme or the article that you're writing, the text color and the backgrounds are in a very good contrast. In a lot of cases, it's decreased the legibility of the page. So I suggest that while you're doing this and doing the test 3 and 4 and 5 for yourself to learn how to do this, don't publish them, just save them as draft, and you can put a whole lot of image in the background to see what it look like, and it will be great. And when you have mastered that, then suggest that you put some image in the back of the background, in the back of your article, so make it look more attractive to the reader. But at this point, leave it blank. That basically of how to create a post. So in summary, meaningful names, put in an article. Okay, if you need to bold, highlight or whatever, or you need to link to some other URL as your reference, do so. Put in the URL, so you need to go to that page first and copy and put it in. There's you can set them up as underline, whatever. Okay, it's very similar to word processor. The way you save them, save draft, who can see them when you want to publish them. If you have the right to publish, there's a publish button. If you don't have the right to publish, save as draft, send email to your supervisor. Your supervisor will check it and then publish it for you. Category, link it to the article that it's supposed to, because we do have a summary of each category, so that your article will appear in the right groups or in the right category listing. Excerpt is a summary of what you're writing. If it is the same first paragraph, not to worry so much. But if your first paragraph only tell a background and the rest of the article talk about the real thing that link to your test 1 or test 2 in this case, then you might need to write an excerpt in here. Tag is the keywords. You need to put the keywords in. This is for your search engine to be able to find your article with the right keywords. Don't worry about the trackback. Don't worry about the custom field at this point. Discussion. You allow or not allow discussion on this section. Okay, on this page. Feature articles. Okay, revision lists. It appear automatically. And try the background. And that's basically it for creating a post. Okay, so if we go back to all posts, you'll find that our new articles are now listed. Test 02 draft. Okay, you press edit, you go back to the same page, so you can edit. Quick edit. Quick edit will allow you to have a look at this particular part of the content. You can change the title, you can change the slug, okay, the date, okay, you can change the date. Author, you can change the author, you can put in the password, or you can make it private. You can put in the category, you can put in the keyword tags, you allow comment, okay, and the status. That's what you can update in quick edit. It's not about the article, it's about publication. Okay, we'll go back to category. This is a list of category. With the category, you really don't need to come to this and create a new category here, but you can create them in the other section. But if you want to list a proper name to the rest of the category, you can type in category name Slug, okay, URL friendly version of your name, okay. It normally creates automatically by the system, but if you need to have it in a different form, then you really need to put in there the parents, okay, the category of the parents, a description, and what it does, it will appear as like Africa Connect. Africa Connect is is with description. Slug is Africa Connect, or in lowercase, of course, because we like to have a capital in our English or other languages, but HTML, the way it operates is everything on a lowercase, because uppercase and lowercase are two different characters, ASCII characters. So there's the way it actually created. Posts. Okay, there's 3 posts in that particular category. There's 11 posts in the latest news. Okay, so you can actually move things around to go in the right place here. Tags, which is your keywords. Okay, so you have lots of keywords, including one of these, which is my training. So what am I going to do is to show you how to get rid of one. Press delete. Are you sure you want to delete? Yes. It's gone. Okay, as simple as that. You can also go in to edit. Okay, it just have that, and then you put in a new description. Press update and you're there. Alright, okay, Africa Connect again, you can do quick edit. Okay, quick edit is just saying what's the name of it is and the slug that you want to use. Update tag, or done, or cancel. Okay, that's it for the post. The next lessons, the second half of this lesson, will be creating pages. Pages is the structure of your website. So when you go onto the menu, and you click on something like employment pathway, training for work, when you click on that, it actually a page. Okay, social businesses. So if I click on that, then it will link me to social business page, which is part of this home social business, and this is the article. Remember the critical dimension here, it's 560 from the edge here to just before this line here. 560. Very critical. So any pictures you want to insert have to be less than 560, otherwise it go over the line. Doesn't look very professional. The way the text is actually wrapping around, it's wrapping around at 560. So what you see while you're writing in your article, what you see here, it not exactly corresponding to here. Okay, so don't try to adjust it in here, because it will not work, because this width here that you're writing is a free width, and the more you type it in, so what it does is it just keep on going along this line and then wrap around to the next line and wrap around again until you end up the paragraph. And when it's going to here, it will keep on going and then it stop at the paragraph here. So it will change the width of this into 560. So don't saying, oh, the page is only this long, they will cut it off here and press enter. What you have done is you're creating the width internally here, so when it get to here, it might actually be coming to the line, and then you have a couple of characters past it, so you have another few lines down here and start a new paragraph. So this width is different from 560 here. So let it flow, and then you correct it afterward when you have a look at the actual preview of the page. Okay, we'll press preview on here. Press preview, it will come up with test, multicultural, that's a preview. You see that it's actually, the articles look like this. Uncategorized, test 2, because we are listed as uncategorized. Okay. Alright, that's it. Thank you very much.